What's going on? We are back for another Not Cool in High School. Gonna do a couple of solo of these, so I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth between high school, not school and high school, not cool in high school and not cool in high school horror. So you guys can follow the links below to follow the Not Cool in High School channel, as well as the Not Cool in High School horror channel, which will be separate from the ABJ. It'll still be posted here, but you guys can go check out those other channels if you're more only into the pop culture side of things. So with the Not Cool in High School, I'm gonna be doing movie reviews. I'm gonna go back and be listening to old albums. I'm gonna check out documentaries. I'm gonna be checking out a bunch of stuff. But if it's more in the horror base, it'll be on the horror side. If it's more in the just pop culture in general, it'll be here. So this one we'll be watching today is cool because it comes from, once again, one of my cult members, Alex, who hooks me up with his voodoo, which is, I don't know if it's legal or not, so we'll pretend that wasn't said. But we're gonna watch a second movie that's off that, and it's a newer one, so I'm gonna try to stick with some newer movies, and I will pepper in some old school movies, because there's movies I've watched growing up that I want to rewatch as an adult and see if they change my perspective. So there might be movies that are like my favorite that I rewatch, or just stuff I want to talk about or have other people watch it too. So I am watching this while hanging out in the Discord. Just full disclosure, it is the 2nd of February at 12:44 at night. So this is kind of how the Discord thing works for now. So, what?
It's the 10th of February.
It's the 11th.
11th.
Yes.
You said the 2nd.
I said the 11th.
Oh, my bad.
If I said the 2nd, I apologize. This may be a collaboration episode with Blazing Buds as well, because your boy took a little wackadoo of the old Chiba. But this one is Let's Start a Cult, and I know all about this. I have my own cult, which I'm saying I'm watching in my Discord with my cult community. Yeah, but it is called the Cult of ABJ, so you can come and check out our Discord. Link is below as well. And we do have t-shirts, so we're working on the Kool-Aid. We're trying to get the recipe down. But if you want to check out this movie, it's from 2024. It's an hour and 30 minutes. Its IMDb rating is a 5.9 out of 10. You can watch this on Hulu streaming. You can rent or buy it on Amazon Prime, or you can buy it on Vudu if that's your thing as well. It's directed by Ben Kinnick. I don't know if I said that right. I'm gonna try to stay away from certain names because I'm terrible with them, but I'm gonna try to be as authentic as I can when I do this, so I don't really know actors' names. So people to look out for in this one is Sarvios. He's like a comedian. He's a chubbier dude, glasses, mustache. He's super funny. He has a really hard to pronounce name. Stavros. What's his last name? Thank you, Lily, for tuning in off camera. Help me out. I do know this guy, though. Phil Brooks as CM Punk. We got some wrestling crossover in this movie. I'm going to be honest, when I picked this movie, I did not know CM Punk was in it until he told me in the Discord, Alex. A few other people look familiar, but the guy who really jumps out for me is Ethan Suplee, he was from Remember the Titans. He was a real big guy, and then he got super skinny and jacked. Yeah, he's in this movie.
He sings to Sonny.
Yes, he's a big sweetheart. Yeah. He also was in, he's in a bunch of movies, but...
Wasn't he with, not My Name is Earl?
He was in My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
Yep, he was in My Name is Earl. He was in Mallrats. He was in a bunch of Kevin Smith movies, but he was always a real big guy. Now he's fucking jacked. I love him. Every time I see him in movies, it excites me. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch the trailer to this movie, and I'll be back momentarily to let you guys know what this is. So just before I watch it, though, I want to say, after missing, here's the synopsis of this movie. So after missing out on a long-awaited mass suicide, oh yeah, trigger warning. It's gonna have all that in there. An obnoxious cult member teams up with his former leader to rebuild their group, gathering a gang of awkward outcasts determined to fulfill their transcendent destiny. I got it. We eventually get there. All right, so we'll be right back. We're gonna watch the trailer, and I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about it. Then we'll go watch the movie, and then we'll talk about it at the end. So, un momento, por favor. I'm learning Spanish. Look at us doing things. All right, I'm back. We watched the trailer. Initial thoughts of the trailer, I loved it. I thought it was a funny trailer. If I would have seen this movie as a trailer, I probably would have checked out this movie. I didn't know this existed. This was a random look at our list of voodoo movies. It had a catchy title. It had a couple actors' faces on it I thought looked cool from the distance, and we went for it. But it's a thing. you know, I'm obviously a little older. I'm creeping in on 40. Sorry to tell you all that, but yeah. So there was a time where comedy movies were done a certain way, right? Like your Anchormans or your Wedding Crashers or your Superbads, and it seems like Hollywood has gotten to a point where they only make like movies with a franchise tag, or like something that's like already like a remake or something around those lines. So you don't get these gems of styles of movies because it all seems like it's rewashed shit. And then these independent films kind of go and do their own thing where they're not made by the big studios. And that's the vibe of this trailer, but it does give you that old school 90s, early 2000s comedy, which I'm a huge fan of. There's gonna be a lot of characters that I'm not gonna remember any of their names in this trailer because it's all kind of mixed. But the funny comedian dude, how do you say his name again? Stavros he was a member of this cult. He goes downstairs and the entire cult is gone. They're passed away except one member, and then he goes to get angry and fight the guy, but then the guy kind of cons him into like, oh, well, I couldn't transcend without you. So then they go and create a new cult. It looks like there's a pro wrestling female character in the movie, and then CM Punk is in the movie, which is pretty funny that we have 2 wrestling crossovers in this. So I'm pretty excited to watch it. It looks very funny. It looks like it's going to be very crude and sex jokes and all that crazy stuff that you would have loved in the early 2000s, late 90s comedy, which is great. This is a topic or type of movie I would 100% normally consume. In the realm of comedy, this is about where I like to be. So I'm stoked. Kind of going back before, I didn't really hear this movie. I'm not tapped in as much as I would love to or want to be in the world of pop culture. I kind of hear things much later because I'm kind of immersed in everything else with making content and wrestling and trying to get my life back together. But so this is one I did not know existed, and that's pretty much all I got when it comes to the first half of this video. So I will be back momentarily. We're gonna go watch this movie, and I'll pop back in to tell you some of my favorite parts, some of my least favorite parts, give you some moments and some actors and stuff like that that really stood out to me, tell you if my impressions have changed since watching this trailer. We'll get into some fun facts, awards, and stuff at the end, and then hopefully you guys go and check out this movie. I'm gonna start the first half of the things I liked about the movie spoiler free. But then I'm going to tell you guys later on, like, hey, if you really want to go watch it for yourself, I'm going to spoil some scenes. So that's kind of how we do these. So still finding myself in these movie reviews. So if you have any feedbacks, comments, concerns, anything you just want to add, or some movies you want me to check out, put them in the comments section below, and we will cover those movies for you. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. We're on the quest to 10K. But right now, we're going to go and watch a guy start a cult, and it's going to be hilarious. So I'll be right back in a little bit. See you momentarily. All right, we're back. I watched the movie 3 times, but not fully 3 times. So the day I recorded, if you notice, I'm not wearing the same outfit. I got about halfway through. I turned it off. I was more invested in my phone than the movie. I was like, oh, maybe I'm just having an off day, or I'm just not in the mood to watch a movie. So I'll give it another shot tomorrow. Tomorrow came and went. I put it on again. I got a quarter of the way through. I turned it off, so I'm not watching this right now. The 3rd time, I watched it pretty much where I picked up and then all the way through. And yeah, I'm gonna. So here's the positives. Let me get into the positives first. Great cast, very funny people in this movie. The guy who's like the main guy, Chip, is a very funny podcaster, funny comedian. I'm a fan of him. He's a very smart guy. Like, he knows a lot about like social issues and everything like that. I genuinely like him. But I don't know. It's just not like the parents in the movie are all great actors. Like some like the CM Punk and all that stuff was all good stuff. But like it never landed for me. Like it felt like it just great premise, great plot. The story building was all fine. Like, everything made sense in that aspect, but it just didn't land. Like, the funny wasn't there. It was almost like Superbad was funny because it was creative funny. Like it made you think a little bit. And this one was just kind of like, it was too slapstick, I guess it would be the word, or it tried too hard to be funny, when I think the people who are involved in it are actually funny people. It just didn't do well for me. But it does do really well on how, like, people can be manipulated for a cult, and like how a cult leader would form this, and like that guy was really good as a cult leader. So in the cult aspect of the movie, I think you'll find that fine. Some of the dislikes, like I said, it took me 3 plays to finish it. It just really didn't get to me. Chip's character in the movie was I think the driving factor, and I think that's what made it fall apart for me. Because sometimes he seems like he's smart and he's in on it, and he's just a lonely guy who's just doing whatever he can to con everybody into like giving him an easier life, so he doesn't have to be a 9-to-5 guy. But then also, like, he's stupid and he can't handle simple tasks, so you don't know if he's a secret genius or he's just that dumb. And there's times where he says lines in movies where it's like very large words and very articulate and very like a matter of fact, and then sometimes he's a blubbering idiot. You have no idea like anything what he's doing. So his character was very hard to read for me. I will say the trailer was much better than the movie. There's really no spoilers I can give here. I'm not going to, because it ends pretty much exactly how you think it's going to end. There's nothing really like crazy about it. Like, even like the things that had the moments where it's like, oh, these are the big plot lines, or this I call it the Wizard of Oz moment, where every character needed that one thing and then they get it at the end. Like, I don't know, it's fine. That's pretty much all I really got when it comes to that. In a scale of 5, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. So but I'll give it a 2 out of 5, 2.5 if that. It wasn't my favorite. I don't think I'd go out of my way to watch it again. Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm at. I'll just go do some Did You Knows. Some of these may contain spoils, so if you don't want the movie to be spoiled for you, maybe don't listen to this part, but there's not much. The scene where the cult leader's character tackles the clown is shot on Brenberg Green in Frankfort, Illinois, with the 1980s charm. I don't know what that means. That's pretty much the only Did You Know on IMDb. There's really nothing else crazy happening here. I think I was expecting it to be more of that old school, like I was saying in the beginning, like super bad-ish funny vibe, and it just didn't land for me. Now, like I said, it's a 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Its popularity is at a 522. Like, people did like it. Maybe you'll enjoy it more than I did, but for me, it just didn't land. But that's fine, right? Not every review is going to be amazing. Maybe it's good that, I wasn't fully into what happened, and maybe you guys have a different take. So let me know in the comment section what you thought. That's pretty much all I really got on this one. We'll be back for the next one. I'm trying to do horror, then Not Cool. So this is going to be like a bi-weekly thing. So if you like the regular Not Cool in High Schools, it'll be bi-weekly. And the regular Not Cool in High School horror will be in between those weeks. So you can go down channel below and follow the Not Cool in High School horror channel. Or you can stick around here and just watch the Not Cool in High School stuff. We're going to be doing album reviews and stuff too, so who knows? It really depends on how much time in the week I have. If there's a way I can sneak in one for each channel, I'll do it, but if not, I'm going to try to keep it more bi-weekly. But that's going to do it for us. I think I'm going to try to stick something with newer again for the next one, and we'll see where it goes. See you guys next time.